It's very hard managing 4 courses, and you are managing 5 and doing a lot of other stuff outside the classroom. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
great. So what do you do for fun to relax and refresh and get back to work?
So every night I try to read. I try to read for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and I've been getting into Dostoevsky recently.
Okay.
Currently reading Notes from the Underground. I've been reading since I was very little every night. My mom tried to instill that in me.
Okay.
My sister didn't pick it up. My parents used to be like, no, you have to like read a book a month, or you know, you're gonna get ready for college and things like that. So now my sister's in college and she's like, I have to read all this, I can't read. Yeah. So I implore all the listeners out there, read as much as you can.
Yeah, it's very important. Hello and welcome to a new video. My name is Wahab. I'm a freshman here at Williams College, and today I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Dylan Safai. I'm a sophomore here at Williams College.
Thank you very much for making the time to be with me here.
Well, thanks for having me on. I've been a passionate follower of the show for many weeks.
I know.
Following the Instagram stories. I'm very honored to be chosen to be here today.
Thank you very much. So before we start, I'd like you to mention where you are from.
Sure.
Yeah, and where you call home.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm actually from Maryland, or the Washington, D.C. area. We call it the DMV.
Okay.
That's D.C., Maryland, Virginia. And I'm a sophomore here, hoping to study political economics and maybe Spanish as well. We're going to have to see how they work out.
That's great. So are you taking any Spanish class?
I'm actually in Spanish 103 right now.
Oh, okay.
It's been good,
Nice.
kind of difficult, but it's been fun.
That's great. I tried taking Spanish when I got here first, but it wasn't going very well for me. The first day of class, it was I was confused because they said it's for beginners. I went to class and almost everyone was speaking Spanish. And I was like, what's going on?
Which one were you in? 101?
The one.
Yeah.
So I had to drop because I had no experience in Spanish. So I had to drop. So I'm not taking Arabic.
Arabic, nice.
Yeah, just going.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
Thanks. So you speak Spanish like kind of very well?
Yes.
That's
yeah.
good.
Hopefully. It's self-touted very well.
That's nice. Which other language do you speak?
I speak Farsi as well. It's the language of Iran.
Iran.
So at home, we only speak Farsi.
Oh, okay.
So Farsi, and that's also to communicate with family members. So I still have my grandparents in Iran.
Oh, that's cool.
Whenever I call them, it's only Farsi. They don't speak much English,
That's
and
nice.
English, of course.
Okay. Have you been to Iran?
I have. I've been a couple times, but unfortunately not in the past couple of years.
Oh, okay. That's great. So whenever I talk with African students, I ask them about the college system here, how it is compared to their system back in Africa.
Yes.
You know, in Africa and in Ghana where I'm from,
Yes.
the high school system does not kind of train you for the kind of academics that's here. So it's hard for us to transition.
Yes.
But you school here, right?
Yes.
Good. So how does the system here prepare you for the kind of college life here?
Well, that's a good
Academics,
question.
Yeah.
So I'd say I went to a public school, and I think public school is different from private school. So the longest essay I had to write in high school was 3 pages long. And that was double spaced. And so when I got here having to write 10-page essays, I was not ready either.
Okay.
I wrote my first 10-page essay, and I thought I killed it. I put all this time and effort into it. I read all this literature, and then I turned it in. And the professor was like, Dylan, please come see me. I'm like, the professor really liked it. She's going to give me an A+. That's why she's invited me in. You know, she sat me down and she was like, Dylan, you know, is everything okay? I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you actually got a D+ on this essay. I'm like, what? I thought I put all this time and effort.
Yeah.
So I think that it depends on the background that you come from. In other regards, like math in my high school was very good. And so I was doing well in math classes here, but it was just the essay writing and the background in English that kind of put me
I think
in.
that's kind of similar to the system back in Ghana because we write essays, but not the very long ones we write.
Yeah.
That's true. That's good to know. Also, the system back in Ghana is in such a way that if you go to high school, we have 4 core like subjects.
Yes.
4 core subjects that everyone takes.
Is that like your A stars?
Or I don't
A levels?
A level kind of
Okay.
So you have 4 courses that everyone takes.
Yes.
We have English, integrated science, we have commerce, and we have social studies.
Nice.
Everyone takes those courses. And then we have 4 electives.
Nice.
Now, with the electives, you take them based on the career you want to get into in the future. So if you want to get into the sciences, you become a science student. And you take biology, physics, elective maths.
Yes.
If you want to get into, let's say, art, you take their courses.
Wow. So it's hard. It's you have to decide on your future. It
Exactly,
seems like
right
early
from
on.
high school.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's how it is.
No, so for us, I think it's a little bit like liberal arts.
Okay.
We have to take the core classes, a history class, a math class, a science class, and oftentimes a language class.
Okay.
But past that, you're free to take whatever you want. Students fill their time with PE, which is you go outside basically, you run around for an hour, don't do anything. They take art classes, they take music classes. And so you have those core classes that you have to take year after year, like a science class, a math class. But then the rest is just filled with fun classes.
Okay, that's great. I really hope something like that could be incorporated into the system in Ghana, in Africa. I think that will help a lot. Yeah, and I think the system kind of makes sense because in the high school and the college system in Africa, if you go to university, you don't do liberal arts. You just go into the field, right? So once you decide where you want to go into right from high school, you continue like that, right? So I think it kind of makes sense. So it is when you transition to the US system that it becomes hard for you to manage. So myself, I've been struggling with some stuff. It's not like the courses are hard, but they are kind of stressful.
That makes sense.
Is a lot.
Yeah.
But that's good to know. Thank you very much for sharing your view on that. So what do you think of Williams College?
Oh, I've loved it thus far. I came in kind of apprehensive. I didn't know what was what. I mean, all freshmen do. And my high school is actually bigger than Williams.
Oh, wow.
Student-wise. So I came from a big high school, and when I got here, felt very small, very secluded. We're out of the middle of nowhere, the middle of the mountains.
That's true.
But I think the entry system really fostered a great way to meet new people, and I was able to find a lot of my closest friends from my entry. Shout out to MD2 if you guys are watching.
I love MD2. They have amazing programs.
And so I came in a little bit apprehensive, but I've loved it since then.
That's great. Was Williams your dream school?
I actually applied ED to Columbia.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get into Columbia.
Okay.
But I got into a couple other schools. I went and visited them. I came and visited Williams, and I fell in love with the mountains.
That's good to know. Have you been to Columbia?
I have been to Columbia. I was there a couple weeks back.
Okay. How would you compare it to Williams College?
Oh, well, it's like the complete opposite. Columbia, big school in the city. Williams, little school, middle of nowhere.
That's true. I'm sure you love it here, right?
Yes.
Just like you mentioned. I also love it here. I mean, I also applied to Columbia.
Nice.
But then I had to withdraw because they said if you take more than one gap year, you can't come to Columbia College. You have to go to school of general studies. So I had to withdraw the application. I took more than one gap year, so I could not. But I mean, I'm happy to be here. I also applied Williams CV. I got in very early. So I had to withdraw the rest of my schools. And I'm loving it here so far. So which student organizations are you a part of here?
I'm a part of a couple. The main ones that I'm part of is the Williams Student Union. So that's our student government of sorts. We have 3 students per grade that represent the students, and I'm one of the 3 for my class of 2026, and I've served in that position from the first week of freshman year. And what we do is we help to promote student voice. So whatever students want, they bring to us and we elevate.
Okay.
So for example, students wanted coffee in the libraries. And so I met with the director of the libraries this past week, and I'm going to meet with the director of dining this week, so that we can bring coffee in the library so students don't have to go to Pereski to grab their coffee.
That's amazing. So is it happening?
Oh yeah, it's happening, don't worry. Some other things, students wanted to see club soccer form. I talked to some people and I've sent out some emails to try to make that happen for students. One of my passion projects that I'm pushing for inside the WSU this year is to make Williams need blind admissions for international students.
That's great.
Yeah, we're one of the only schools that doesn't offer this with our endowment size. Even Amherst offers it, and Amherst, our enemy. We gotta do it.
That's true. You are doing great stuff. That's amazing to know.
Thank you.
That's very great. It's good to have a voice for the student body. It helps a lot. Thank you very much for your videos. And I also saw you are organizing a course.
Yes.
Interested in teaching a course.
I'm teaching one on democracy, diplomacy, and dictatorships. I believe that's the name of my course. But it's on the basics of global affairs, and I've had about 40 students sign up.
Wow.
But I capped it at 25, so I have yet to see how I'm going to dwindle down the numbers.
Wow.
But I held it last year too, and it was in person. It was met with, I think last year I had 15 students, but this year I was actually shocked by the number that signed up. And we meet once a week. We talk about what's happening in the world, but unfortunately this year I'm going to be in Paris for winter study. And so this year the class will be via Zoom. So I think I might accept all 40 students. That's
amazing. I think that's a very good number because here the class sizes are very small, right? So if you have like 40 students coming for a class, that's great. I would like to join this course sometime. The problem is I'm taking some courses this winter study. I don't know if the time will permit me to. But what time will you be having your class?
I think I'll meet once a week in the evenings, maybe twice a week, probably from 6 to 7.
Oh, that would be good. Perfect. I'll be able to join.
Perfect.
I hope to learn more from you.
Nice.
That's great. So I know you are someone that a lot of people look up to here on campus. People want to talk to you. Do you feel that way?
Man, you're too humble. Well, I think it's from and a couple of clubs and leadership positions that students come with their concerns, and myself, the WSU, and other clubs, we help to elevate it. But I think one of the main things on campus right now that a lot of freshmen have been reaching out to me about is the TAPSI House.
Yeah.
So I'm the head of the Global Diplomacy and International Finance TAPSI House.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of students that want to join this for the upcoming year, and we had a number reach out to be leaders for this upcoming year. And what the TAPSI is, we're a community of students that are interested in pursuing a global pursuit in the future. And so like this year, we're hosting 3 State Department speakers, this week. 3 speakers from the U.S. State Department to come to the House to speak.
Okay.
This Friday, we're all taking a big trip together to the United Nations, and we have events like this all throughout the year.
You have a lot of stuff going on outside the classroom.
Yes.
And I know academics here is very hard. It's very rigorous. How do you manage the two?
Oh, well, that's the thing. I'm taking 5 classes this semester.
5?
Yeah, and I'm hoping to do 5 again next semester.
That's crazy.
But they're all classes that I love.
Okay.
I don't ever feel like I'm burdened by the workload because I genuinely enjoy it.
Okay.
Like my favorite class this semester, I'm taking a class with Professor Magnus Bernhardsen. One of my favorite classes that I've taken at Williams, and it's on the modern Middle East.
Okay.
And that class, I love doing the readings because it's a lot of it's my history, my family's history, coming back from Iran and the region. But it's also very interesting, and I'm taking another class with Professor Ogwabli on global studies. That's been an awesome course too.
That's great. Do you feel burnout at a point, stressed out?
I don't know about burned out, but definitely stressed, sure. When everything starts to pile up, you have a test tomorrow, essay due tomorrow, this due to that due tomorrow, sure. Yeah, but the 24-hour room has been my savior.
Okay.
I spend many a night till 3, 4 a.m. in there doing work.
That's great. I mean, some people can manage 4 courses. It's very hard managing 4 courses. And you are managing 5 and doing a lot of other stuff outside the classroom. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you do for fun to relax and refresh and get back to work?
So every night I try to read. I try to read for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and I've been getting into Dostoevsky recently.
Okay.
Currently reading Notes from the Underground. I've been reading since I was very little every night. My mom tried to instill that in me.
Okay.
My sister didn't pick it up. My parents used to be like, no, you have to read a book a month, or you're gonna get ready for college and things like that. So now my sister's in college and she's like, I have to read all this, I can't read. So I implore all the listeners out there, read as much as you can.
Yeah, it's very important. I also read a lot. Do you read novels?
All the time.
Oh, which ones are your favorite?
My favorite book of all time it's called The Power Broker. It's about Robert Moses, who was one of the people that was instrumental in the development of New York. And not many people know him. It's a long book, it's about 1,400 pages, but he's actually the person that anything you can think of in New York that was built between the 1950s and the 1990s, it was under him that he developed it. Yeah.
That's great. Anything outside reading that you do for fun?
I'm on the rugby team.
Okay.
That's great too. I only joined this year, and I regret not joining last year. I missed out on a whole year of it, and it's been great. I mean, I never thought I'd play rugby. I never played rugby in the past. I never knew what rugby was basically before this year.
Okay.
But just the thrill of running with the ball in your hand, getting tackled, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun watching rugby games. But I don't know how to play soccer. I'm just playing soccer.
Well, you never know. This is, you should join.
Yeah, maybe. I do love football, but it's not for the weak. You have to be big and tough.
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah, but I do love watching football and
nice.
Rugby. Yeah, it's interesting to watch. And also basketball. I'm a big fan of basketball.
Who do you support?
It's between Warriors and Lakers. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it depends on which one is playing. Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan myself.
Oh, okay.
Purely for LeBron.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. So let me ask you this: where do you see yourself in the near future after Williams College?
So after Williams, I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping to pursue something in international development. Go work in an emerging market country. I'm hoping to live abroad, not in the United States. I've been looking at some Spanish-speaking countries, hopefully go to Central or South America, live there for a couple of years. My long-term goal is to work for the World Bank, or the IMF or an OECD, international organization like that. And because those jobs allow you to do something related to economics, but also travel a ton, and that's exactly what I want to do.
I also love traveling, but I haven't been to many places. It's just the US, in fact.
Nice.
Yeah, Ghana and the US. Have you been to any countries?
A couple countries.
You mentioned Iran.
Yeah, but if you get a chance, come to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Best city in the world, by far.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times. I know someone who's from there. He's a friend of mine that I went on a roof trip with.
Nice.
From Washington, and he mentioned to me how amazing the place is. Yeah, I'd like to visit there sometime.
Oh, definitely. You come, best tour guide right here. You'll see everything. Best food, don't worry.
Great, I'll come by. Speaking of food, some of us are really struggling with the food here, but I think so far it's been going very well.
Okay.
You know, the food here is very different compared to what we have in Ghana. Yeah. But I think it's fine.
I bet Ghanaian food is much better.
Well, Ghanaian food is very good. Yeah, it's very good. That's good. So you mentioned what you want to get into in the near future.
Yes.
How is Williams College helping you prepare for that?
So I think we're lucky in the regard that we have a great alumni network. So I've reached out to a bunch of alumni that work at the World Bank, UN, and things like that.
Yeah.
And basically all of them have responded to me. And I've gotten on calls with probably 60 this year, 60 alums that work in international development. And they've offered me a lot of advice. Go to grad school, don't go to grad school, talk to this person, talk to that person. So it's helped to solidify exactly where I want to go and get excited about the career.
Okay, that's great.
I never talked to anybody before about pursuing a job like this. I didn't know anybody in these industries, but Williams has fostered that.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like Williams College has a lot of opportunities for you.
Most definitely.
Yeah, as far as you know what you want to do, the school is just to support you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Yeah. So I spoke with some people about relationship and friendship. You know, if you're from outside the US, how to deal with people here, and some of them are like, it's very hard for them because they don't know what someone might not be happy about, what they might say. And it's, because the cultures are very different, they don't know how to approach people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what advice do you have for them on how to approach people?
Yeah, so a lot of my bestest friends on campus are international students. Teo from Turkey, Kushal from Nepal, Akif from Pakistan. I'm very lucky. And I think, in my opinion, international students are a lot more fun to hang around with than domestic students because they come from, different cultures, different worlds, diversity, and they bring a new opinion on a lot of topics that in the United States. So it's always fun having conversations with them and exploring new things with them. And so like Kushal and Teo, they came over to my house this past Thanksgiving and we went to DC. It was a lot of fun.
I saw your pictures,
Yeah, it was their first Thanksgiving too, and in the United States, and we had great fun. We ate some good turkey, cooked some up together. But I'd say Williams is lucky in that regard that everybody seems to be friendly or everybody seems to be approachable at first. And so I'd say the biggest advice I have for anybody is just approach new people, talk to new people. Because worst case scenario, they're kind of cold and they don't reciprocate that warmness. And you're like, oh, maybe I'll stick away from this person. But you might find some of your closest friends that way.
That's great. So you said your high school was very big compared to Williams College. That means the population was very high, right?
Yes.
So how does it, here the population is small. How is it? The transition, how was it for you?
Yeah,
from a large population to a small campus.
Yeah, I think it's a lot like high school. So my high school was about, I think, 2,400. Williams was about 2,000.
Oh,
so it's almost the same. Just about 400 bigger.
Yeah.
But I'd say the biggest thing that I would like that Williams doesn't offer is my friends at big state schools like UMD, right? They meet new people constantly. They're always talking to new people. And let's say you don't have the best relationship with somebody, you might just see them that one time and then you never see them again. Here at Williams, you see people every day. 4 times a day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. So it's thankfully I don't think that I have any bad relationships with anybody, so I don't have to like avert my gaze.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of friends that they're like, oh, look, and then we see that person again, and then we see that person again.
That's kind of hard for some people, like seeing the same person many times in the day, right? Like for me, let's say I'm going to class, I'll meet this person. When I'm coming back, I'll meet them. When I'm going to eat, I'll meet them. It's some way, but I mean, it's fine. And again, some people, you may want to say hi, and then it's like, they are all of a sudden they change their gaze, they switch their gaze, and you fall kind of what's
you're like,
happening,
what's
like
happening?
you're talking with someone 1 minute, the next minute is like they kind of avoiding you. That can be something. What do you think of that?
No, the funniest is I often do tabling inside Pereskin. People walk by, different topics, different clubs, different issues. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Come on over, sign this, donate to this.
Okay.
Some people wave, other people look at you, and then they just look down. They keep walking. Yeah.
I feel like some people too are kind of, it's hard for them, like talking to new people. Some people are like that.
Most definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. Some people some people are kind of social, some people are not very social, right?
Yeah.
And it's a kind of personality. You can't say it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just a personality.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. So I guess if you have a couple of friends that you talk to from time to time, that's great. You have a couple of friends you have conversation with about school.
Yeah.
It's good to have someone to talk to, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very good thing. Even though people have a lot of work going on, it's good to have people that you connect with and talk to from time to time. Yeah. So I mentioned you being someone that people want to talk to and look up to at a point, but which is true. I believe
Thank you.
That's
Too kind. Thank you so much.
So how do you handle that?
Well, I'd say it all stems from different leadership positions and different clubs, and so I'm very lucky in that regard that Williams offers you leadership positions right from the start in any organization that you'd like. But also something special at Williams is that there really is no exclusive nature of anything on our campus. There's a party, anybody on campus can attend. People bring their friends. There's a club event, people drop into the free food chat, everybody attends.
Yeah.
So I think that's something we're very lucky to have. Everybody knows everybody attends everything.
That's right.
I have this friend, his name's Gautam. He's from Singapore, and I just met him, 3-4 random events that I saw him at. I'm like, hey, I just saw you there, hey, I just saw you there. And you just become friends with people at these random events.
Yeah, that's true. That's great. That's great. Some people, it's hard for them to manage, being known by many people, but you are managing it very well, and you are actually helping the student body. You are doing a lot of stuff to help the student body, to push the student voice.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
I really wish you the best in that regard.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for making the time to talk to me. Do you have something that you would like to tell my audience?
Well, definitely tune in to future episodes. I'm very lucky to have been invited today. I mean, I've had so much fun being on here.
Exactly. I hope we could talk again sometime.
Most
about
definitely.
Stuff, yeah.
Yes, I've been a massive fan since day one,
Thank
since
you
I
very
started
much.
following you on
Thank you
Instagram.
very much.
So this is like a fan moment being on this show.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video with your friends. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye bye.